In this module, we are learning about the modern portfolio theories. Markowitz's portfolio theory gave the foundation or the basis for the portfolio theories. Through his theory, Markowitz put forward a method in identifying efficient portfolios out of the various portfolios that can be constructed by the investor. The second one was CAPM, which was an improvement over the Markowitz portfolio theory. The capital asset pricing model compared the risk-return factors of investment by considering the systematic risk. So they were of the opinion that systematic risk is the only risk that needs to be taken into consideration. That is, the market risk is the only one that needs to be taken into consideration as a factor that affects the return of the security or the portfolio. Now, arbitrage pricing theory, that is APT, is another modern portfolio theory. They are of the opinion that multiple factors affect the risk-return factors of an investment or a security. So we need a multi-factor framework in order to take into consideration the different factors that affect the return of the security. And that is why arbitrage pricing theory came into existence. It was developed by Stephen Ross in mid-1970s as an alternative model to CAPM. So what did they do? It is almost similar to CAPM, except that they took into consideration many factors instead of just taking into consideration systematic risk. So the formula for arbitrage pricing theory is given here. That is, they will take into consideration the risk-free rate of return. What is the risk-free rate of return? That is the A value that is given here. Then they have given B1, which measures the sensitivity of the return to a factor 1. B2 measures the sensitivity to factor 2, and thereby we can add as many factors as we want. E is the residential error, which we will take as 0, as we did in CAPM. So they have shown here that R is the return on the stock, A is the expected return if all factors are 0 value. That is the assured return. That is the independent return that you will get no matter what changes takes place. F1, F2, Fk are factors affecting the stock return. B1, B2, Bk measures the sensitivity of stock return to the respective factors. E is the random error. So that is the formula of APT. Now, they are saying that, there's a difficulty in identifying the various factors that affect the return and risk of the investment. We all know that the stock price keeps on fluctuating and there are various factors which affect the price of the security. Now, how are we going to identify each of these factors? That is a big question, and it is a bit complicated as well. That's the main difficulty in front of us when you're using arbitrage pricing theory. So they have the suggestion that we have to take into consideration the macroeconomic factors as well as the company-specific or microeconomic factors. All these have got a role to play in stock market volatility. So they are saying, we can apply a particular formula. The APT model can be formulated as R. The return is equal to the alpha value, which is the assured return, the expected return, no matter what changes takes place in other factors. They are saying that through factor analysis, a method called factor analysis, we can identify the relevant factors through historical data. We are going to study the past data, and then we are going to identify the factors which affected the stock price the most, and then we are going to pick the factors. That is known as a factor analysis. So after factor analysis, they are saying, suppose 3 factors have been identified. One is the GDP growth rate, second is the inflation rate, and third is the interest rate. And the factor loadings also given. Factor loadings is nothing but the sensitivity of the stock or the security to that particular factor. So here they have given the values and they have shown it as per the formula given above, the alpha value plus the sensitivity, which is given as the factor loading here, 0.08 into the first factor. The second factor loading into the second factor, and the third factor loading into the third factor. Here a minus symbol has been given because it is negative 0.91. Now how do we calculate the expected return on the stock? Now expected return can be calculated by considering the risk premium. See, the first they have taken into consideration the risk-free rate of return, which is the return you get once you invest in a government security. Plus beta is same as before. It is nothing but the sensitivity of stock to what extent or what percentage is your stock going to react if there is a change in the risk premium of respective risk factors. The second part shows the risk premium. Risk premium is the excess of the return that you get for bearing risk. The excess return over the risk-free rate of return is the risk premium. So the risk premium in each case is also given. As long as you have got the risk-free rate of return, the risk premium and the sensitivity values, we can calculate the expected return. Now, if the risk premium is not directly given, then we can use this formula and find out the risk premium. Risk premium is nothing but the extra return that you get over the risk-free rate of return. So it's the expected return minus risk-free rate of return will give you the risk premium. So that is what they have shown in this equation. And they are also given an illustration for making us understand better. See, they have given two factors, GDP rate and inflation rate. And they have given the risk premium of both these. And the government security is currently 4.25. That means the risk-free rate of return is 4.25%. And they have given the beta values. That is the sensitivities or rate also they have given. So we have been given all the data. All we have to do is represent it in the formula. Risk-free rate of return, where is that? 4.25 is the RF, plus B1 is nothing but the risk premium, which is into sensitivity. That is 0.60 into 5.4. See, 0.60 into 5.4 plus the second factor should also be taken into consideration. That is 3.25 into 1.35. 1.35 is a beta 2 into 3.25, which is the second factor's value. Now, by solving the question, we get the expected return as 11.8%. Now, they're saying if we have to introduce another security with the sensitivities of 1.15, 1.8 to factors 1 and 2, then the B value has changed here and the risk premium remains the same. So we are just changing the B values in the brackets and then we are calculating and we'll get 16.31 as the rate of return, expected return. Now, how do we carry out arbitrage using this method? What we do is that we will calculate a value based upon the arbitrage pricing theory model. And then we'll compare that price with the expected price. And if the model price that we have calculated is less than the market price or the expected price, then we are going to say that it is underpriced. And if it is more, if the value that we calculated is more, we are going to say it is overpriced. And if it is an overpriced security, we are going to sell the security. If it's an underpriced security, we are going to buy that security. And eventually the overpriced, underpriced situation will be corrected because of our transactions. That is how we make profit through arbitrage. We will sell overpriced securities and buy underpriced securities and thereby earn a profit. That is what has been shown in the illustration also. So given different values, that is after 1 year security is going to be 345, its security B is going to be 330. They are not saying what is the dividend, so we are just going to ignore that. Then we are going to say the cash flow is the exact amount as the amount that we'll get after 1 year. Then they have calculated discount rate as 11.8 and 16.31, which is the rate which we calculated previously. The future values, present values given, present value of the 345 rupees received after 1 year is worth 308 right now. That is what that means. And 330 rupee that we receive after 1 year is worth rupees 284 right now. The current market price is also given. and they are comparing, right? See, they have calculated the A security A and B. Selling price is 345, buying price is 300, profit is 45. Here the selling price is 300, buying price is 330, loss is rupees 30. So what they will do is they will identify mispriced securities. They will buy overpriced securities and sell underpriced securities and thereby earn a profit. Now they are saying about two securities, security A and B, which has both got the market price of 300 right now. The expected return is 11.88 and 16.31. The expected price is after 1 year. We are going to calculate the price after 1 year. Right now it is rupees 300. What is the price after 1 year? To calculate that, we have considered the current market price into 1 plus 11.8 divided by 100. Okay, so we are going to get 300 into 1.1188, which is 336. In the same way, we have calculated the value of the second security also. So the anticipated prices is 345 and 330. We are expecting that the price will increase to 345 and 330. We are now purchasing for 300. But see, through arbitrage, we got the values as 336 and 349. So we know in case of the first security, the price is 336. It has got the potential to rise up to 345. So currently security A is underpriced. We should buy that particular security because we are expecting that the price will rise up to 345 in the future. Now in case of security B, what we expect is the price will reach to 330. But when we calculated using the arbitrage model, we got the value as 349. So presently, it is overpriced. It is only worth rupees 330, but it is actually available at 349. So it's best for you to sell right now at this high price. They have calculated the profits as well. See, they are getting 345 at the end of the year. They have purchased for 300. They got a profit of 45. In case of security B, there is a 300 rupees. We go purchase it for 300 rupees, but when we are selling it, at the end of the year, it is 330. So it here just rupees 30 is profit. Now we are saying if they will short sell the overprice at the current and buy the underpriced security. With the money that we got by selling the overpriced security, we will buy the underpriced security and thereby make a profit. That is what they are saying. So what they are saying is arbitrage pricing theory is a multi-factor theory. It has been developed by Stephen Ross, but it has got a disadvantage that it is difficult for us to identify the factors. The factors that affect might not remain the same throughout the time period of the investment. The different factors will come in and affect, and the extent to which each factor's effect will also be different. So it is difficult to calculate. Whereas in CAPM, we know there's only one factor that we need to focus on, and that is the market risk. And market risk can be measured using the beta value. So it is much more established. It is much more systematic than APT model. But then CAPM only takes into consideration the systematic risk and ignores all other factors, whereas APT is more flexible and it helps to incorporate more factors in the model. More factors that will affect the stock price. Now we are going to work out a sample question using arbitrage pricing theory. See, the values are given, the risk premium values are given, the sensitivity to factor 1 of security M is given, sensitivity to factor 2 of security M, and also the sensitivity to factor 1 and 2 of security N is also given in the question. So we can calculate the expected return, that is the question. Since all the data is available already, we can represent the data in the formula. The first one is the risk-free rate of return, which is 8. It is already given in the question as 8, the risk-free rate of return, plus the sensitivity to factor 1 of security M, that is 0.76 into the risk premium of the first factor of security M. The risk premium value is given as 4.5, so we are taking that. Similarly, we are going to substitute all the values. Sensitivity of security M to second factor is 1.90 into, see, 1.90 into 3.2. 3.2 is the value. Now, see, there seems to be a small problem in the question. There is a mistake. They have given it as 8.2, but in the answer, everywhere they have calculated it as 3.2. So please correct it in the question as 3.2. Now, security N also risk-free rate of return is 8 into sensitivity to first factor of security N plus sensitivity into second factor of security N. So we got the expected return values of security M as 17.5 and security N as 23.5. Now we need to find the price, the expected price that will be earned after 1 year based upon the expected return. To do that, we will multiply the current market price with 1 plus the expected return divided by 100. So that is current market price of security M is 225. So 225 into 1 plus the expected return divided by 100, that is 0.175. You'll get 264 as the expected price. Security N also, the current market price is given in the question is 150 into 1 plus the expected return divided by 100, that is 0.2358, which will give you 185. Now we have to calculate, we have to compare the expected price and the actual anticipated year-end price. That is, we are going to compare both these prices together. The current price is, the expected price is 264 and the anticipated price, it's also given. Anticipated price of securities at the year end, the price is anticipated to increase to 275. But according to arbitrage method, what we have calculated is 264. That means that particular security is underpriced. And we should buy more of those security because after a certain period of time, the price is going to increase up to 275. Now, in case of security N, the expected price as we calculated using arbitrage pricing model is 185. The anticipated price is 175 as given in the question. When we compare, we know the security is currently overpriced. Its price is going to go down in the future. So we have to sell that security at the high price immediately. So this is one of the examples of arbitrage pricing formula. Pricing theory formula. Now we have got one more modern theory to discuss in this module, and that is Farmer's model. The Farmer-French three-factor model is an improvement of over the APT model. What they did is that they clearly identified 3 factors that affect the stock market volatility. The first one they have chosen is beta value itself. They say beta can measure up to 70% of the, they can reveal that the beta can explain about 70% of the security or portfolio's return. So they will calculate the beta value as the first factor. The second factor they take into consideration is the size of investment. That is, it is calculated on the basis of the market capitalization. So what they do is, they measure the weighted average market value of the stocks in a portfolio and compare it to the weighted average market value of stocks in the market. So what's the value of stocks in your portfolio compared to the weighted average value of stocks in the market? And what they were able to find out from their experiment is that those stocks with small capitalization performed better even though they have higher risk, and those with with a high capitalization, large capital stocks, they do not perform as good as the small cap stocks. So in the long run, returns from the small cap stocks exceeds returns from the large cap stocks, but they also have higher risk. So the first factor that they consider is the beta value. The second factor is the market capitalization or the size. Third one is the market to book value. That is, they will compare between value stocks and growth stocks. Growth stocks are the ones which will give you a higher amount of earnings when you sell the security, but they will be giving only lower dividends and they have got more market to book value. But in case of value stocks, The dividend rate will be high, but the chance of growth rate is less. Now, Pharma's French study showed that value stocks perform better than growth stocks because value stocks carry higher risk. So these are the factors which mainly affect the volatility in the stock market according to Pharma French three-factor model. Now, with regard to the importance of modern portfolio theories, you will be asked to write an essay on CAPM or APT. That is a purely theory question. You will be asked to solve a problem of CAPM, capital asset pricing model. So you have to study the practical questions of that. We have not seen any questions regarding solving any problems under arbitrage pricing theory model. So just be familiar that with the formulas, that is enough. And Pharma's model, we have never seen a question in the question paper with regard to Pharma's French three-factor model. With that, we come to an end of the fourth module. Our portions are completed. All the best. I hope this much is clear. If you have any doubts, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.